My name is Jason Miller. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm 36 now. But this story began when I was 28, newly promoted, hopeful about life, and madly in love with the woman I thought I'd grow old with, Emily Lawson. She was beautiful in a quiet, bookish way. Soft brown eyes, a calming presence. The kind of girl who looked like she belonged in a warm cafe, wrapped in a sweater with a journal in her lap. We met at a community fundraiser where she was volunteering. I was there fixing broken lights and carrying tables. She offered me lemonade and a crooked smile. That smile would change the course of my life. She was finishing grad school in counseling at the time. I was working at a steel mill and saving up for a house. We came from different worlds, but we clicked instantly. We got married 2 years later. A simple wedding near Lake Erie. No grand spectacle, just close friends and family. She cried during the vows, said I was her safe place, her future. I believed her. Our life together. Emily opened a small counseling office downtown. I worked long hours and supported her dream. We bought a 2-bedroom home just outside the city. Every inch of it had our fingerprints, from the bookshelves I built her to the herb garden she planted for us. For a while, things were good. Even on our hardest days, we found our way back to each other. But slowly, things started to change. It wasn't sudden. It was slow, like a shadow creeping in under the door. She started staying late at work, coming home tired, saying less, smiling less. The woman who used to leave little love notes in my lunchbox now barely looked up from her phone. I asked if everything was okay. She'd sigh and say, "Just work stress, babe. You wouldn't get it." So I didn't push. I thought giving her space was what a good husband did. The red flags I ignored. I first heard his name from her lips during our 2nd year of marriage. Ryan, her ex, the high school sweetheart she swore she'd left behind long ago. She called it a mistake, a storm, a chapter closed. He was toxic, she once said. He manipulated me, cheated on me, gaslit me. I'd never go back to that. I believed her, until one night, while doing laundry, I found a receipt in her jacket. Dinner for 2 at a fancy Italian restaurant called Antonio's. She said it was a client dinner. I nodded, but something inside me twisted. That night, I couldn't sleep. Her phone was face down on a nightstand, silent as always. I waited until she was asleep, then turned it on. I know I shouldn't have, but my instincts had been screaming for weeks. There it was, a message from someone named R. Last night brought back everything. "You look beautiful. Can we talk tomorrow?" I didn't need a translation. I felt the blood drain from my face. I had to know the truth. The next day, I called off work and sat in my truck, watching our home like an outsider. Emily left around 6 p.m., all dressed up, hair curled, a perfume I hadn't smelled in months. I followed her. She drove 20 minutes outside the city and parked at a small roadside motel. Cheap, hidden. She waited in the car for a few minutes before he arrived. Ryan. I recognized him from old photos she had once shown me when we were still building trust. They hugged, kissed, then disappeared into room 208. I didn't cry. I didn't shout. I just sat there with my phone and took pictures. That night, she came home late again. I didn't confront her yet. I needed time to think. I wanted her to come clean. She didn't. The confrontation. 3 days later, I printed the photos. I placed them in an envelope and set them on the kitchen table. When she walked in, I was already seated. She looked startled. "You're home early. I have something for you." She sat across from me, opened the envelope. Silence. Her hand shook as she looked at the photos, one by one. Then she looked up at me, tears already forming. "Jason, don't lie. I just want the truth." She broke. "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to." It started when he reached out after his mom passed. I felt bad. I hadn't planned to. I don't know what I was thinking. "You were thinking of yourself." She sobbed. I was confused. He reminded me of who I was before real life became so hard. I stared at her. "I gave you everything. My time, my love, my loyalty. and you gave your body to the one person you promised was in your past. She fell to her knees. Please don't leave. Don't throw us away. I'm not throwing anything away. You did. The divorce. I moved out that weekend. Filed for divorce a week later. She tried everything. Called my friends. Wrote me letters. Told me she'd change. I stayed quiet. There's a pain worse than hate. It's called indifference. I had crossed into it. Months passed. I started running. Lifting. Reading more. Took weekend trips alone. I healed. Slowly, painfully, but surely. Her downfall. 6 months later, a friend messaged me. Apparently, Ryan had left her. Again, after a few months of playing house, he started disappearing for days, drinking, even seeing other women. The same man she claimed to have outgrown destroyed her a second time. Her office closed down. Rumors spread about her missing sessions, crying in parking lots. She moved in with her sister. No car, no career, no Ryan. She emailed me once. A long, tearful apology. She said she missed me, that I was the best man she ever had, that she wished she could undo everything. I didn't reply. Moving forward. Today, I'm engaged to someone kind and loyal. Her name is Hannah. She knows about my past, and I know about hers. We talk. We don't hide. We don't run. One night, as we watched the stars from our backyard, Hannah asked me, "Do you ever think about her?" I smiled, only to remind myself how far I've come. Because sometimes losing the person you thought was your forever is the best thing that could ever happen to you. Moral of the story: love is not enough when trust is gone. And sometimes the best revenge is silence and success.